So I'm sure you all remember Zero Hedge, the outlet that broke wide open the lab leak theory. Had the article that was sent directly to Fauci himself, and they realized, uh-oh. Turns out a Chinese guy didn't walk 1,000 miles with a bat in his pocket, only to eat it outside of the Wuhan lab. Maybe it leaked from the... Okay, well, they're at it again. Rolling Stone horse dewormer hit piece debunked after hospital says no I-word overdoses. None. And so we're going to go through this. Let's look at how they lied and how people uncovered it, because this is the sort of stuff that I have started doing and you can start doing for yourself. Whenever you see a whole smattering of articles from different outlets on MSN or something, basically saying the same thing, go, okay, let's dig into the details. So this all started when Joe Rogan announced he'd kicked the cold in just a few days using a cocktail of drugs, including the I word here, the Iver stuff, an anti-parasitic prescribed for humans for over 35 years, with over 4 billion doses administered. And the left quickly started mocking him for taking horse dewormer. Now, why did they do this? Well, it's the same reason that they freaked out on Trump when he started talking about the hydroxy stuff. The only way you get this emergency use authorization is if there is no other FDA-approved treatment. Now, I know they've pushed one through, but they still have all these other ones out there. They do not want... This is all a push for the pharmaceutical lobby. They do not want alternative treatments. The pharmaceutical industry, who, by the way, Pfizer is working on a twice-daily pill. You can now take pills every 12 hours, or they're working on that. And the pharmaceutical industry wants their pay, and they want the medical passports. That's the globalist angle. And Rolling Stone, written by John Blistein. Blistein? Huh. Wonder... Well, anyway. He writes, crazy times. Joe Rogan got the coof and ate a cocktail of meds, including horse dewormer. Oh, what a dum-dum. And then on Friday, Peter Wade took another stab, publishing a hit piece claiming that Oklahoma's ERs were overflowing with people who are now overdosing on horse dewormer. Oh, Joe, leading the Pied Piper, leading people over the cliff. How dare you? And the report sourced to local Oklahoma outlet, KFOR's Caitlin Ogle, never trust any of these people again, cites Oklahoma ER doctor Jason McClea. This guy right here, right, in rural Oklahoma. Notice how the details of the story get very fishy very fast. He's a physician in rural Oklahoma, Jason McClea. He claimed that people were overdosing on the Iver, horse dewormer, and it's causing emergency rooms in rural Oklahoma to be so backed up that gunshot victims in rural Oklahoma were having a hard time getting access to healthcare facilities. Boy, there's a lot of gang violence in rural counties, isn't there? But, I'm sure this is true. As people take the drug, McClea said, this guy, patients have arrived at hospitals with negative reactions like nausea, vomiting, muscle aches, cramping, or even loss of sight. They're going blind. Just get the jab, people, right? The scariest one I've heard of is people coming in with vision loss, the doctor said, according to Rolling Stone. Except the article provided zero evidence for McClea's claims, causing people to ask questions. Dave Cullum points out good stock photo, though, gunshot victims standing in line at the hospital while wearing winter coats in August. Another good point. We'll look at that picture in a second. Now, KFOR or Rolling Stone did not mention that McClea worked for NHS Sequoia, located in Sallisaw, Oklahoma. The hospital just issued a statement disavowing McClea's claim. which pops up on their website, and it reads, although Dr. Jason McClellan is not an employee of NHS Sequoia, he is affiliated with a medical staffing group that provides coverage for our emergency room. With that said, Dr. McClellan has not worked in our Sallisaw location in over 2 months. NHS Sequoia has not treated any patients related to taking the Iver drug. This includes not treating patients for overdose. All patients who have visited our emergency room have received medical attention as appropriate. Our hospital has not had to turn away any patients seeking emergency care. This story was a lie top to bottom. This guy went on television, knowingly lied. Was he paid? Probably. Probably got all sorts of promises. They said, we want to reassure our community that our staff is working hard to provide quality health care to all patients. We appreciate the opportunity to clarify this issue, and as always, we value our community support. Yeah, based, right? There it is. There's the official memo put out by the actual hospital this guy had not even worked in for the past 2 months, who went on television and lied about the state of the hospital, lied about the reactions the patients were having, lied about them others not being able to get treatment, lied top to bottom, just to slam Joe Rogan for Rolling Stone. What about the rest of the state? According to Scott Schaefer, Managing Director, Oklahoma Center for Poison and Drug Information, since the beginning of May, this is all of Oklahoma, we received 11 reports of 11 people being exposed to the Iver drug, which still push the overdose sources behind this fact. 11 people in the whole state of Oklahoma. And you notice the usual suspects here. I would open a new tab at work on the MSN.com site, and these stories were everywhere. Jim Treacher says nobody even bothered to call the hospital where this guy claims to work. I don't even know why they even bother to get a doctor. Like, if you're just going to lie out and out, why not just claim we talked to a doctor at XYZ hospital? Make the hospital up too, then they can't fact check you. Here you can see Rolling Stone's picture of the gunshot victims waiting for horse dewormer overdoses, overwhelming the hospitals. And as they pointed out, okay, so it's August in Oklahoma. These are gunshot victims. One guy appears to be filling out his form. Tell me where it hurts, I guess. And they're all wearing heavy winter jackets. This is the stuff to pay attention to. Mainstream news is fake news. Rolling Stone is medical misinformation. If Rolling Stone had only called the hospital to verify. And, of course, Rachel Maddow jumped on it. Patients overdosing on the Iver drug backing up rural Oklahoma hospitals and ambulances. The scariest one I've heard is people vision loss. Keep in mind rural, too. How many people live in these rural areas? All right, we can see these again. Oh, you can see this doctor. He parrots it all. But it gets interesting here when you dig into the rural Oklahoma thing. McClellan is also listed as working at Integris Grove Hospital in Grove, Oklahoma, as a general family practitioner, not in the ER. A phone call to them provided no insight as into any Iver overdoses. However, the gentleman who answered the phone sounded quite amused. Yeah, he's probably been getting this call a lot. What's more, Grove, Oklahoma, where McClellan works, has a population of 7,129 and just 14 aggravated assaults in all of 2019. Not gunshots? So who these people standing out here, they must be every gunshot victim in rural Oklahoma right here that wears their winter coats in August. We somehow doubt the gunshot victims were lining up outside the ER. Well, just 11 Iver victims occurred in the entire state. So these people ran the numbers, they did the homework, it wasn't hard, and they debunked every single mainstream article. over and over and over again, every last detail was a lie.